Hi everyone, my name is Humpan and I work as Deputy Director of Inclusive Education Promotion Center, Ministry of Education and Sport, Laos PDR. Today I'm going to talk about my country Laos. This talk is concerned to JICA Knowledge Co-Creation Program. It is an online training course on strengthening inclusive education system for students with disability, which is taking place from 4th January to 7th February 2022. I'm going to divide this talk into 4 parts. First of all, I talk about general information about Laos. Second, I will share about education system of Laos, and then I will talk about inclusive education. Finally, I will share about my future action plan. Next, I'd like to talk about Laos in general. Lao People Democratic Republic, or it is commonly well known as Laos. Laos has been considered as a least developed country in the center of Indo-Chinese Peninsula, and it is situated in the Southeast Asia with the area of 236,800 square kilometers. And it shares border with 5 neighboring countries as Myanmar and China to the west, Vietnam to the east, Cambodia to the south, Thailand to the west and southwest. The country is divided in 3 regions, northern, central, and southern, which comprises of 1 capital and 17 provinces, 148 districts, and 8,416 villages. The total population of Laos is 7,231,000 people with diverse ethnicities. Let's move on education system. Based on education law, chapter 2, the national education system consists of 2 main schooling systems, as formal and non-formal education, which are parallel in the educational level, and both systems have educational contents of curriculum and have equal status. Formal education system is a systematic organization of education in school where the time period of study has standardized curriculum are set. The formal education is composed of early childhood education, general education, technical and vocational education, and higher education. Early childhood education is included nursery and kindergarten. The early childhood education has duty to conduct physical, mental, ideological, intellectual, emotional, and talent development to prepare for entering to the primary school. Next, I'd like to talk about general education. General education consists of primary education and secondary education. The duration of study in general education is 12 years. Primary education has 5-year periods of learning. Secondary education consists of lower and upper secondary education. Lower secondary education has 4-year periods of learning, and upper secondary education has 3 years period of learning. Now let's talk about technical and vocational education. It is from 2 to 3 years of learning teaching on technical profession that enable the learners with specific knowledge and capacity to serve the need of socio-economic development. Let's move on higher education. The higher education is education following the secondary education or high professional level education upward, where it has duty to build experts, scientists, researchers with the high level of the knowledge and capacity to serve the society and engage in self-profession. The higher education composed of higher diploma with the 3 years period of study, bachelor degree with the 4-year period of study, and master degree with 2 years period of study, and doctoral degree with the 3-year period of study. Let's move on non-formal education. Non-formal education is educational organization which has duty to provide education to help public working people without limited of age and without fixed time and place of study. Now let's look at the early childhood development for children with disability. Children under age of 5 are under Ministry of Health or hospital response in terms of health care and diagnosis. Inclusive Education Promotion Center and Department of Early Childhood Education are supporting children with disability in terms of curriculum development and supporting with the policy and guidelines. However, the data of children with disability under the 5 is difficult to access and differentiate among the disability. Second, facility and professional caregiver for disability children are also limited. For the primary and secondary education for children with disability is also accessible as the same as formal education. However, there are also many challenges too. For instance, database and data collection has not uploaded in Laos Education and Sport Management Information System yet, but hopefully it will be done soon this year. Also, we have limited of expertise, facility, digital teaching and learning resources. Now let's discuss about teacher training in inclusive education, special need education, and education for children with disability. Pre-service and in-service teacher training for inclusive education, special need education, and education for children with disability are the main challenges. As a pre-service teacher training has not much covered. However, pre-service teacher training has been taking initiative in some teacher colleges, and in-service teacher training has been supporting from different partners and local associations. Next, I'd like to talk about social participation of a person with disability. Laos government has been working very hard to help persons with disability to participate in public service. But there are not many in the working environment, labor skill and opportunities are limited. Finally, I'd like to share my future plan that I really want to focus after my completion of this program. First, I wish to address the data collection and try to promote inclusive education, including support students with disability to have a better equal access to education. Second, I would like to have official definition of inclusive education, special need education, and education for students with disability. Third, I would like to provide learning and teaching material as well as strengthening the teaching profession and management unit from central to local level. Lastly, I want to promote social participation involved in education for persons with disability. Last but not least, I would like to take this opportunity to express my sincere appreciation and thankfulness to all those who have provided support and opportunity to participate in JICA Knowledge Co-Creation Program. Thank you very much for your attention. Bye bye ขอบใจละลาย อาริกาโตโกไซมัส